Hey, it's Bill, and your turn. Tuned. Let me try that again. Tuned in to Three Questions in a Song, the podcast where the title says it all, except it really doesn't, because it is never just three questions anymore. This is episode number 88. Um, with me tonight is Anon. I'm going to let him tell you the whole name because it's a bit of a tongue twister, and I am not going to be able to spit it out. What's up, Anon?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All
Just
right.
real quick for the record, he is outdoors and there are cars driving by in case you hear the background noise.
Yeah, unfortunately, my apartment is so terrible with Wi-Fi that I have to record outside with my sunglasses on, as there are cars and I look really shady. But that's all right. Um, yeah, I'm originally from Pittsburgh, and I moved around a lot, and I'm currently in Pittsburgh right now. And I started this band probably about 2016, and I've done a lot of live shows. I've done lots of interviews for it. It's really been something. I just can't believe that I'm still doing it. Is I just can't believe I'm still doing it, honestly, because it takes tenacity, grit to stick it out, to really to because right now I'm looking into going into more shows, live shows. I'm trying to coronavirus kind of screwed everything up, but I'm trying to get back into live shows around here, and I'm already doing that. Like I'm already booking things and scheduling things, which is great. I can't wait. So I'll probably be back live early 2023.
Now, you play industrial and metal, correct?
Yeah, it's like industrial metal rock. I try to make a little bit where everyone could appreciate it. I try to blend up styles. So if you like rock, then you'd like it. If you like metal, you'd like it. And if you like industrial kind of stuff, then you'd like it. So that's why I try to mesh those genres together, I guess.
Um, so I'm kind of going in here pretty blindly because you don't really have an online presence to follow you. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how the music came about. I'd say the word about multiple times.
Well, at one point, actually, I had 20,000, 30,000 actually followers on Twitter. But I got canceled at some point because I didn't know the rules of Twitter or whatever, and I got canceled on Twitter. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, my history, so to speak, is it's not as much as I'd like, but a lot of the history has been buried. So there was lots more in the past that kind of got deleted, I guess. But I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Tell me a little bit about how your music came about and how the band.
Oh yeah. See, my friends, a good old pal from long ago. I haven't contacted this guy in a long time, but we started a band. He said, "Hey, I believe in you. Do it." Because I was telling him like all my ideas, like I have all these ideas. I want to put all these ideas together. And he's like, "Well, do it. I believe in you. Do it." And then that transformed into, okay, well now I'm coming to Chicago, Illinois, and I'm gonna live in their spare bedroom. He and his wife, who didn't speak any English, so um, I lived with them, and we started making music, and basically that's what started everything. And I've been doing it. He's no longer with me. He's no longer in the band, but because he couldn't really deal with all the pressure and all that. But I of course stuck it out.
Um, I'm going to ask you some of my normal questions, which really aren't normal questions, but we'll start out with an easy one.
Okay.
Because you're a musician, what is the best pizza you've had, either on your way to a gig, at a recording session, something like that?
Well, how about there's this place called Rialto, which is close to where I live right now, And I would say that was a really good pizza, but then I got in an argument with the pizza delivery guy, and now I will no longer order from there. But yeah, I got into a heated argument with the delivery guy because he was late with my soda. I wanted my soda on time, and he was late with it, like really late, like really late. The pizza was cold. I was really in a bad mood.
I had a similar band with Vocelli's for a while because I ordered a salad and it didn't show up, and then
Oh no!
and then they told me they were sending it back out and never came, and
Oh, that's terrible.
and when I called them, they basically called me a liar, and I didn't order from them for like 3.5 years after that.
Oh yeah. Well, if you have a bad experience with a place, then you no longer really want to, even if the pizza's good.
Mm-hmm. What? So Kiss has played to a bay of great white sharks, and Metallica has played in Antarctica. What non-standard venue would you like to play your music at?
How about, I would like to do Tokyo, Japan. That would just be hilarious. That would be great. I really like Japan, and that would just be like, well, no, maybe let me give you a better answer than that. How about the island of Samoa? That's a good one.
So this next question is actually I named it after the first band I asked it
Okay.
of. It's the it's and of course I'm blanking on the band's name. They're from Denton, Texas. Diesel Beast. That's it. The question is, if you could play anywhere on the face of the earth with anyone dead or alive, where would you play and who would you want to play with?
I would play. I'm kind of involved in noise a little bit, but not so much. Do you know what noise is?
Go ahead and fill us in.
Noise is like it's industrial music on steroids, and it's basically like industrial music, but it's just, the whole point is just to create just crazy sound structures called noise, basically. Just noise, basically. But like well orchestrated kind of noise. I would play with Marilyn Manson at a noise fest in Helsinki, Finland, and I think that would be ideal. That would be very strange, though.
So the reason I named it after Diesel Beast is their answer was they wanted to play. They wanted to play at Stonehenge with Dio.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's a good answer.
I don't know how anyone's going to top that. Although yours is a good one.
Thanks.
I appreciate it. I have spoken to and interviewed bands from Scandinavia multiple times, but I don't think they even picked places there.
Yeah, see, that's literally the heavy metal capital of the world, is Helsinki, Finland. It's just all that, like, they have heavy metal on the radio, on popular radio stations over there. That's how you know they really love their metal.
If you could sit down to dinner with any 4 people, living or dead, who would you invite to dinner with you?
I would invite Genghis Khan, Caligula, who else? Nero, and maybe King Charles III, the newly crowned.
That could be interesting. Let's see. All right, so this is like an appropriate song or question. You're out walking and you come across the DeLorean with its door open and a flux capacitor in the back. So you can borrow that DeLorean and go to any point in history and hang out with any band. Who are you going to hang out with, and approximately what time in history?
I'd probably hang out with, honestly, I'd probably choose Jim Morrison. I'd probably go to some of those shows, and some of his shows were insane. The cops would get caught. The cops would break. The cops would just come and just like the show would be over, and because his shows would be so insane. And I actually take a lot of inspiration from Jim Morrison, even in terms of live stuff, because I just like I just try to really live that persona through, and even if it makes things very chaotic but interesting. So I'd choose Jim Morrison.
Okay. Is there anybody out there walking with you? We should have you stop and ask them a question.
No, I look really shady. If I went up to someone right now, they'd probably call the cops.
All right, well then let's skip that.
I'm just chilling with sunglasses at night.
I feel like we're on a late night show, like Jimmy Kimmel was sending his guy out to talk to people on the streets.
Yep.
What is something embarrassing that's happened when you've been performing?
Oh, that's great. That's a great question. Let me think. Okay, so I got this is what always stand in my mind is the classic. I had a show. I was the promoter of the show. Plus, I was supposed to headline it, and I got two other bands. I won't say the two other bands because, in case they happen to listen to this, I don't want to make them seem like trash, make them seem trashed or whatever. But we had this show at this bar, and the show was just didn't even become a show because the opening act, the crowd hated it so much that literally violence had erupted in the audience, and the show had to they came screaming. They're like, "Where's the promoter? Where's the promoter?" And I was the promoter, and it all just fell on my lap. And they're like, they just hated the first act so bad that the whole show had to end. And then I just said, "All right, well, give me my money and I'm leaving." Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. It wasn't me who caused that because I didn't even perform that night. I was supposed to
though. If you could, this is the official Build the Scene question. If you could join, and it's actually called Who's Your Dave Grohl, but if you could join any band on stage and play one of their originals, who would you join?
Probably choose Marilyn Manson, play some of their original hits, his original hits or whatever. I'm a big Manson fan. That's a big inspiration for me.
If you were sitting on a bench and Marilyn Manson came and sat down beside you and said you were allowed to ask him one question, what would you ask him?
Can you give me some money?
That's a great question. I bet he tells you no, though.
No, you never know. He might give me some money. Maybe I'd partner up with him or something. Who knows? Maybe I'll meet him someday.
See, that's the whole plan behind the Dave Grohl question. I haven't done it recently, but I've been trying to tag him and get him to come on one of my shows, but so far radio silence.
Keep trying. You'll probably be successful if you keep trying.
It's funny. The way that came about is he shows up on my YouTube feed all the time. Like no matter what I search, Dave Grohl or the Foo Fighters is in that list on the right. Like I could search how to fix the sway bar on my car, and there's Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
If I was driving your tour bus on your first tour, what would the soundtrack be in between shows? What would I be putting on the radio?
Probably the shower scene was of Psycho where he stabs the girl in the shower and it plays that iconic music that everybody knows. That'd probably be the sound.
I know what song you're talking about, and I have not watched Psycho, believe it or not.
Yeah.
My students can't believe that I do not watch horror movies.
Wow, really? I'm surprised also.
Yeah,
being into heavy metal and all that.
Yep, not my thing. Let's go with another movie reference. Have you seen the movie Rockstar?
No, I haven't.
All right, so basically there's a guy in a tribute band, and the band he's doing the tribute of, their singer leaves, and they end up bringing him in for an audition, and he takes the singer's place for a while. So my question to you is, if you were in a tribute band and that band invited you to join them, would you do it?
Probably because it would just be just more experience, more like creative, artistic, musical experience. If that's saying if I didn't have anything else going on and I had enough time to do it, I probably would.
Let's go with this one. Who would you say has supported you the most as a musician over the years?
I've had my own entourage over, and it's changed with people in it. People have come and gone, but probably my girlfriend at this point. I would say she seems to be very supportive. I heard she's been working on new music samples for me to use, so nice. That's cool.
Hey, so let's take a moment, and you sent me a track called "You Can't Hide from the Truth," and I have a feeling that might be of the noise genre that you were talking about a little bit ago.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Tell me a little bit about that track. Like, it's your MTV moment.
From the truth. Well, that's I mean, that's amazing. Like, that takes me back to 2018. I remember where I was when I made that, and I remember where I was living. I was living in another apartment at the time, and I kind of just had all this free time on my hands, and I could do whatever I wanted. And I was basically having a little too much fun, and yeah, just basically what that song means is you can't hide from the truth. Is you can't hide from your ego can shield you. This is what it means. It's actually really deep. Your ego can shield you from everything. But you can't, no matter what, the truth is the truth. And you can't fool yourself, because at the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror. So basically it's about self-reflection. Like, you can't lie to yourself.
I'm going to give you 3 more questions, and I'll let you get back to your apartment.
Okay.
What? Oh, no, we're going to do this one. You know who Robert Johnston is from Blues Lord?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you're standing at the crossroads waiting for the devil to show up. What are you there to sell your soul to him to gain?
The world. I would say I want to be king of the world.
See, now I have that scene from the Titanic in my head.
Yeah.
So last 2 questions are very, very normal questions. Okay. What's coming up next for you?
Well, 2023 is going to be more live shows. I can't wait. I'm working with some, whatever you call them, those promotion companies that help you get live gigs and stuff. So I'm working with some of those right now, which is cool. And I still have to send over some, my whatever you call it, my live footage stuff for them. Give them, show them what I've done and show them what I expect to do. Also, there's a lot of creative stuff coming up with how you talked about you can't hide from the truth, stuff like that. I really like to just mess with people's minds a bit, make them think, question stuff, or even go like, what am I looking at? So just there's lots of surprises, and I always keep it kind of hidden a little bit, because I like, that's what I like. I like the excitement. I like people having, if they really care, then they have to dig deep and do. I don't make it easy for people. I almost give them an Easter egg hunt, basically. Like, even to find information on me, you can find tons of information on me, but you have to look for it. So probably just most importantly, live shows. That's what I'm really focusing on because it's been a while since I've played live. It's been too long, so I want to get back on stage.
And lastly, if someone wanted to track down your music, where would you send them?
See, that's the thing. A fan of mine who follows me online asked me about a song that I made, and I told him, well, he's just gonna have to wait for the new album because right now I just have all these songs, and some of them are half finished, so they would have to wait. I've had an album on Amazon before, or Spotify, Amazon, all those, and they'll have to wait, or iTunes, all of it, or whatever, all the big sites or whatever. I know how to do that. It's easy for me, but they would have to wait for a new album. Right now, there is no album. There's going to be one, either 2023 or 2024 for sure.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight on episode number 88.
Yep. It was fun. It was really fun. It was funny and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. And for those of you that are checking us out for the first time, if you want to find more of these episodes, go to buildascene.com or tune in on buildascene.com/radio and rootaroораdio.com. And we will catch you on the 1st and 15th for these episodes. And if you want to check out the Pennsylvania Rock Show, that gets released every Friday. And we also have a show called Friendly Fire that's about once a month. That one's a floating one. You just have to pay attention to the website. It is a live show that streams on xrpradio.co.uk. And the next one is on November 20th at like 8 a.m. So like that one, you just have to pay attention. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you next time. And thanks.
All right.